On the other side of Grand Rapids, Spectrum Health making a push to join an elite group of Michigan hospitals that offer heart transplant surgeries. Ann Arbor and Detroit are the only two cities in Michigan right now that have such facilities, but Grand Rapids is hoping to be the third. 24-hour News 8's Danny Carlson is live outside of Spectrum Hospital tonight with the details. Danny?
Well, that's right. Officials here at Spectrum say they have filed a certificate of need with the state, saying that this area needs a heart transplant center. And for those patients and their families who have gone through the procedure at a hospital hours away, they say not having to travel far for care could make all the difference.
I couldn't hardly breathe anymore. I slept bent over in a chair because I couldn't even straighten up.
That was James Lucas back in 2007, before he got a heart transplant at Northwestern University in Chicago.
They woke me up early in the morning and said, "Mr. Lucas, we have a heart for you."
Which meant at least $500,000 in medical costs, weeks in the hospital, and nearly 2 months in a nearby hotel before he and his wife were able to come home to Grand Rapids.
So I think, it's an emotional roller coaster. I think not so much for me because I was always in the hospital, but for others who had to just sit and wait, I think it was quite an emotional thing.
It isn't so much the surgery itself that's the problem. It's the visits beforehand, which are numerous, and the visits afterwards.
Officials say since the hospital already has the largest adult cardiac surgery program in the state, much of the infrastructure a transplant unit would need is already in place. So the main new expense would be hiring a trained transplant surgeon.
If we didn't see this as being a critical next step for cardiovascular care, we wouldn't have pursued it.
And the need is growing. In 2008, 19 people were referred from Spectrum to other hospitals for transplants. But if Spectrum gets the green light, officials say they hope to eventually do about 12 here every year.
We would like those patients to stay in West Michigan for their heart transplant.
And Lucas says for the sake of future patients and their families across Western Michigan, he hopes Spectrum gets the go-ahead.
It certainly would have been much easier as a patient and as a family of a patient to be here. Much, much easier.
Now, Spectrum will find out if it has the support of the Alliance for Health, a Western Michigan medical watchdog group, later this month. The Alliance then makes a recommendation to the state on whether or not they think the certificate of need should be granted. Now, Spectrum says they will find out if that certificate is granted in March, and if it is, they could start surgeries here as early as next year. Live in Grand Rapids, Danny Carlson, 24-hour News 8.